You had media outlets refusing to cover his speeches. When he would be making a speech, they would, cut away when he's about to say something very important. That never used to happen. There was a time when the office of the president was sacred. Today, it isn't. And why is that? Because of the way mainstream media have handled the office.
CrossroadsIRL.com.
ABC fake news. Brian, please. First of all, congratulations. I don't take questions from ABC fake news after what you did with Stephonopolous to the Vice President of the United States. I don't take questions from ABC fake news. Brian, go ahead.
Yes. All right, so Donald Trump being combative, and when people see this, they say, well, Donald Trump is being divisive. He's being divisive. He's the most divisive president we've ever had because the man refuses to be politically correct. Now, what is all the hullabaloo about? What's all the trouble about? So here's what happened on ABC News. ABC News hosted the vice president, and this is what happened that got President Trump so stirred up.
Thank you for your time this morning.
No, George, I said that I don't.
Up next, we'll be right back.
So they were in the middle of a conversation. Judge Stephonopolous cuts off the vice president. The vice president is trying to tell him, look, I'm not done with answering the question that you asked me, and then they cut him off. I don't know about you, but that is very disrespectful. If that were a Democrat vice president cut off by Fox News, I would equally be upset. It's not about Democrat or Republican. It's about decorum, the way things should be done. And this happened to the vice president. And of course, President Trump didn't take it lightly.
Brian, first of all, congratulations. I don't take questions from ABC fake news after what you did with Stephonopolous to the Vice President of the United States. I don't take questions from ABC fake news. Brian, go ahead.
Yes, sir. First of all, congratulations on achieving peace. You are indeed the peacemaker. On a lighter...
Did you ever think I was going to be called the peacemaker?
Actually, I did. I saw some of the actions you were doing.
Go ahead.
But on a lighter note, Alyssa Farah, she is one of the hosts on ABC's show The View. She said a while back, I'll quote, if Trump gets the Israeli hostages out, I promise I will wear a MAGA hat for one day on this show and say thank you for doing it. Your response.
I don't think she's going to do it. That's my response. I don't think she's going to do it. I don't think that ABC or The View will let her do it, even though she made a bet that no one asked her to make. She's not going to wear the MAGA hat. If she does, we'll cover it on the live stream. Now, why does this story matter? The story matters because when you have media outlets treating sitting presidents and vice presidents the way President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance have been treated by the media, it poses a problem. It poses a problem. President Trump was cancelled from social media platforms. A sitting president was cancelled. He had his account taken away from him on X, on Facebook. People who covered his content on YouTube were either suppressed or had their accounts taken away from them. You had media outlets refusing to cover his speeches. When he would be making a speech, they would, cut away when he's about to say something very important. That never used to happen. There was a time when the office of the president was sacred. Today, it isn't. And why is that? Because of the way mainstream media have handled the office. Now, there's a lot of argument about whether President Trump should be so combative with mainstream media, but we wouldn't have heard about fake news if President Trump had not exposed them to us. All right, greetings, Canary King. Thank you for joining the live stream. If you're watching the live stream, please let me know where you're watching from and leave a comment in the comment section. In the chat. I want to have a conversation with you. Now, concerning this story, before we move on, this is a very short story, short and concise, but it's very impactful because here we have mainstream media doing what they do, attacking the president, belittling his achievements, and extending the same courtesy to the vice president. Do you think this is the way it should be? And I'm talking about both sides. Should Fox News treat a Democrat vice president the way ABC News treated J.D. Vance? This is something that a lot of people don't really think about because their guy isn't the one in office. As soon as someone they like is in office and is on the receiving end, all hell breaks loose. There's a problem with that. Look at what's going on with Letitia James. Letitia James spent her campaign for AG of New York screaming from the rooftops that she was going to spend the entirety of her tenure prosecuting Donald Trump and going after his family. She said it openly. She said it loud and clear. And finally, when she didn't succeed, at doing that. Of course, they will tell you that, yeah, he was indicted on 36 felony counts and he's a convicted felon. She succeeded. She didn't succeed. She only succeeded in exposing the rot in the New York justice system. She exposed herself. And now that the Trump DOJ investigated her, exposed fraud, everyone is saying that President Trump is going after his political enemies. Did she commit a crime? It's about time we find out if she did. If there were actual crimes that President Trump committed and he got indicted on them, and it was a clean series of hearings and the case was closed, there'll be no complaints coming from me. But where you have made up charges, and when I say made up, I mean these were not essentially criminal charges. They were made up and they went after him. Now that the justice system is going after Letitia James, it's the weaponization of the justice system. James Comey is in court. The justice system was weaponized. But all of these people were all chiming or singing the song, "No one is above the law." It should swing both sides. It should swing both sides. Kenneth Kane says Trump was treated poorly. Very poorly. I totally agree. He was treated very poorly. Now, would I speak the way President Trump speaks to people I don't like? I wouldn't. I don't talk the way he talks. Would I confront people who talk about me like the mainstream media do and attack them the way he does? Probably not. I wouldn't. So I wouldn't say that I endorse his personality and the forceful way he goes after his enemies. That's not who I am. And that's possibly the reason why I'm not a billionaire. Well, wouldn't you say so? Because it takes a certain kind of person to achieve the things that he's achieved in his life. A kind of aggression is required to achieve the things that he's achieved. So people who don't have that temperament tend to not understand people who do. And then they try to demonize them and make them look like they're evil or they are less than human. But there's a reason why President Trump is so successful and people like me are not. I am a very nice, amiable person. I want to be liked. I want to be liked. If I go into my comments section and see people hating on me, I feel bad. President Trump doesn't feel bad. Sometimes I get secondhand rage from the way he's treated because I wouldn't like to be treated that way. Okay, but he doesn't care. He doesn't like. He's built differently from all of us. All right. So let's just call a spade a spade. Kenneth Kane says they actually went after him on charges. Can you imagine that? Well, the question has always been, were those charges legitimate? Let me know in the chat. Do you believe that the charges that Trump was charged with were legitimate? Did he pay off the porn star? Yes, he did. Do I endorse cheating on your wife with a porn star? No, I don't. What does the law say about the case? That should have been the argument. All right. Now, would I endorse his behavior? No. I mean, we just need to be clear because when we have these kinds of conversations, there's nuance, there's something to be said, there's something to be learned. However, there's a way these things are handled in the secular arena, in politics and in the justice system. The justice system was weaponized against President Trump. We all saw it. I sat in Africa looking at it and it was clear as day that he was being attacked because do you know what? It happens every other day in Africa. All right. In Africa, every other day, people get the justice system weaponized against them. So I recognized it clear as day.
Subscribe.
Thanks for watching, liking, and sharing this video. Please subscribe, leave a super thank, and join my membership to keep me doing this. A huge thank you to my supporters listed on the screen. Thank you for your donations and membership.
Thanks for watching.